Hello, hello, and welcome to the Be Unforgettable Morning Show. I am your host, Shonda Joy Howerton, and as always, I am so happy that you have decided to join us this morning. And so I always have amazing guests on, and today is no different, right? I love it. I have someone who is out and about in these community streets, y'all, making sure she gets us straight, gets our lives together financially. And so it is an honor to have on the show today Michelle Green, who is the owner of quite a few amazing businesses, and she hails all the way from South Carolina. I am going to allow her to come on in just a minute and talk a little bit more about her businesses, but in particular today, we want to focus on her Kingdom Builders credit repair business. Because as a realtor, one of the things that I know for sure is that if your credit is funny, honey, you can't get a house, right? And so you got to get that thing together. And so not all lenders are created equally, but I am so grateful that she specializes in helping you get your credit together before you even meet with the lender. How about that? So without me taking over, because I really want you guys to hear more from her, I am going to invite Michelle to the stage. Hello, Michelle.
Hi, thank you so much, Shonda, for having me.
Absolutely. It is a pleasure. Thank you for saying yes to being a guest on the show. And so, listen, you are a woman after my own heart because you are doing a lot and I love it. Well, you are getting us straight. I know you as my financial advisor who's helping me get my business together. But you do that, but you also do credit repair, right?
Absolutely, I sure do. So, when we think about credit repair, most of us think about, okay, how can I just get rid of all of these things on my credit? Or some of us may have the perspective of, I'm just going to pay off all of my debt, and that's going to be the solution for me having a good credit score.
Mm,
And that's actually not truth in the credit game. Okay,
mm.
let's just call it a game because that's literally what it is, Shonda.
It is.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes, it is. So when we think about paying off of our debt, one of the things that we teach our clients in credit repair is that you shouldn't look at paying off all of your debts. You want to look at three areas of credit. The first area is, do you have a late payment? The second
Mm,
area is, do you have a charge off write off? And the third area is, do you have a collection or some type of public record? Based on one of the three categories will be the decision making of what you should do going forward with your credit. So let's say, for example, Shonda, I'm going to give you a little pop quiz here, as
mm.
well as everyone that's watching.
All
So
right.
let's say that we are due on the first of the month. We're due on March the 1st. Okay. And on March the 1st, let's say you don't have the funds because that's falling on a weekend day, and then you don't get paid until the next Friday. So let's say you pay your bill on or your debt on the 5th of the month. So the 5th of March is when you pay it, but it was due on the 1st. How many days would you say you're late?
Mm. Normally I would say 4, but I feel like this is a trick question.
And it is. You are right. It is a trick question. You know me a little bit. You know me a
Okay.
little bit, Shannon, right?
Yeah, so is it going to be 34 days? I
It's
mean,
gonna
30.
be 34 days. You are correct. Why is
Wow, look
that?
at that.
Yes, because most people, what we don't understand is when we establish an account with any lender, with any creditor, and even with our utilities, we have to first look at the due date as the
Mhm.
last day to pay our bills. That is the
Mm.
last and final day. So, in other words, that's the
Mhm.
30th day for you to actually pay on that debt. So many of us fall into the first
Mm.
category of having a late payment because we simply don't understand that due date is literally the last day to pay, which is why the creditor gives us a grace period after the due date. Isn't that crazy?
Mm. Hold on, you just changed the game. Listen. Oh my goodness, that is super crazy. Okay,
Yes.
continue. Oh, this is good. I hope y'all. I'm about to mute my mic. Go ahead.
So that's the first
Wow.
issue that we have in the credit world. When we're playing the
Okay.
credit game, we think, okay, well, if I just pay my bills. So if you paid on an account that's already closed, this is the second issue, then
Mm,
it's still going to remain on your credit with a low credit score. Why? Because the initial transaction of it being past the 30 days, it it goes through a process of being late so many days, and then the creditor decides to close the account. So here's another pop quiz. So after
mm,
we have the issue of being late, we lose about 50 points from our credit score.
okay.
Okay, that's 50 points. That's a lot of points just for
It
being
is.
late. But the
Absolutely.
second issue is even worse than the late payment. The second
Mm,
issue is when we have a charge off write off. Okay, so how
mhm,
many days, if credit runs in a 30-day cycle, meaning from the due date or the bill cycle date, 30 days later, it's going to run a new cycle. So if it runs in 30-day increments, how many 30-day increments does it take
mm.
before the charge off write off happens, do you think, Shonda? Would you
I'm gonna
say,
go.
go ahead,
Okay.
go ahead.
Oh, no, no. I want some options. I want options.
Okay, I'll give you some options. I'll give you some multiple choice. Okay. So let's
Yeah.
say, is it 30 days past due before they charge it off? Would you say 60 days, 90 days, 120, 150, or 180?
Now. I'm
Two.
gonna go with 120.
120 is the number, one of the numbers that most people say whenever they
Okay.
think about a charge off write off. Some people are saying 90 days. Why? Because the creditor fools us into believing that the bill is already past due, and
Mhm,
it's like they are saying that, okay, I want to tell you that the account is already closed and charged off before it actually happens, because this gives me as a creditor the opportunity to say, I'm going to get this money back on my taxes. That's why it's called a charge off write off. If you think
mm,
about us as business owners, a business
mhm,
owner has a profit and a loss statement. So every year, the more losses that we have, the less taxes we have to pay, which is
mhm.
why it's called a charge off write off. But the
Okay.
correct number is, Shonda, it is 180 days before any
Oh,
creditor can actually charge off or write off your credit account.
oh, 6 months, right? Is that 6 months?
6 whole months, yes. Six
Mm,
entire months before
wow.
they can actually charge off your account. Why is that so important to us? Because if you have an account that has
Mm,
not closed yet and
mhm,
you pay on that account, you actually start the 30-day process all the way over from the beginning. If you were 5 months late, now you go back to being 30 days
mm,
paid as agreed.
mm. Look at
Isn't
that.
that crazy? So, what does
It
that mean?
is.
You're saving yourself from losing 70 to 75 points.
Wow. Wow. A big deal. Because I mean, I don't know if we even got time for that, but talk like how long does it take to even get those points back after they're lost, right? Because oh,
Oh,
we
honey,
might
let me
we
tell
might have
you. Now,
woo,
that's
okay.
the whole process of Kingdom Builders credit repair, because what
Mm,
is required that most people don't understand, if the account is still open and you've
mm-hmm,
gone past due 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120, even up to 150 or to 179 days, if you make one payment, it puts the account back in good standing and
mm.
saves you those 75 points from the charge off.
My.
Then if it does charge off though, and you lose the 75 points, and you say, well, wait a minute, I want to go ahead and make things right with the creditor. So you decide that you're going to still pay the creditor after the account has closed and charged off. It is not going to change your credit score.
Mm, okay. It is
So
not. Mm.
yeah, that part.
I'm
Let's
like,
just breathe for a minute.
mm-hmm.
Let's just inhale and exhale for a minute. So, when it comes to us
Mm.
understanding how to play this game, the first thing we
Yes.
need to understand is we want to pay our bills, our debts. We want to pay them before the due date. Usually, we recommend that you're paying your bills 2 weeks before the bill is due. half of the payment and the other half the week of the payment. So that way, the first payment that is recorded will count for your whole entire 30-day transaction.
Mm. Even
So
that
what?
half payment.
Even a half payment. Why? Because the credit bureaus are different from the creditor. And the credit bureaus do not know or per se care about how much you are paying. All they have to record is the date that the money was received. If it was before the due date, you're good for the whole 30 days.
Mm-mm. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm looking at the time, I'm in the clock, and I'm about to go pay a payment right now for some stuff. Oh my goodness, this is awesome, Michelle. And then what's the third? I mean, we are already at 11 minutes and 30. Can you imagine? I can't believe our time is almost up. Okay, what's the third thing that you want to get to? Because this is phenomenal. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Oh my
You're
goodness.
you're most welcome. So the third thing is that it goes from a charge-off status into a collection status. And that means that the creditor no longer trusts you with paying on the account directly to them. So they hire a third-party collection agency to collect the debt. Now, the initial thing is the keyword is hire, which means that the
Mm-hmm.
creditor has already paid the third-party company. That is the
Mm-hmm.
collection. So
Okay.
when you get to the stage of being past due 6 months, the account closes and charges off. It goes into collection, and now you're losing over 100 points every collection that hits your credit. Every single collection. So, how do you resolve these problems? You hire Kingdom Builders Credit Repair to run dispute cycles, to teach you about how to budget and manage your money, because that's
Mm,
what is included in the program. And we help you to establish the right type of credit so that you can get to a 7 and even an 850 credit score.
mm,
That's what we
mm,
do
mm.
here at KBB.
Baby, I hope every person that is watching right now and signed up. Listen, you have got to. I mean, what a phenomenal! And oh, my mind is blown. I cannot wait. I feel like I need to come through the program just cause, right? And so let me help someone in case anyone is interested in purchasing a home soon. The better your credit is, the better your interest rate. Let me say that again. The
Yes.
better your credit or the higher your credit score, the better the interest rate. So you can get approved. Let's just say it could be the matter of $20,000, right? Could be a difference based on your interest rate and your credit score, but that could be your dream home or not. $20,000 is a big deal in the real estate world. So I'm saying, oh my goodness, some people think that more money they have in their bank is what's going to help them, but really it's your credit score because you can always get approved for a grant depending on what the lender has to offer that may cover everything else. But if your credit score is high, it will reduce the interest, but also it reduces your mortgage. Come on through here.
Yes, yes,
Listen,
that's what
I
I'm
love it.
talking
I
about.
love it when a plan comes together. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope that our viewers have heard something that's inspired them to pay their bill not on time but ahead of time to
Absolutely.
understand when they are really having to when they really have a charge off and what to do within that 6 month or 5 month period, and then how to fix the problem, which is again by hiring Kingdom Builders Credit Repair to get them all the way straight on the way to the bank. I love it. Michelle, this has been phenomenal. Thank you again
You're
so very much.
welcome. You're
I just want to say
welcome.
it for those that may be listening, driving, you can go to kingdombuilderscreditrepair.com. I'll say that again, www.kingdombuilderscreditrepair.com, to get in contact with Michelle or someone from her staff so that you can get on the right road to repairing your credit. So, and understanding how the game is played, because it's all a game, but we are always going to be behind the eight ball if we don't understand the rules. How about that? So, Michelle, thank you once again for coming on the show. It
You're
was a pleasure
welcome.
having you. I look forward to all the feedback from those who have
Yes,
decided to take you up on your offer of hiring you all. Have
thank
an amazing
you.
day. Thank you so very much for being here.
Thank you.
All right, guys, listen. Believe that she did, right? Three things that you can do, three reasons why you need to hire Kingdom Builders Credit Repair. It is amazing. And so, who knew, right? Something so small can make such a big difference. Paying half what you owe, a couple weeks out, and then the rest of what you owe the week that it's due. Come on here. That's a game changer if you didn't know, right? And so, again, we thank Michelle and Kingdom Builders Credit Repair. Again, this is the Be Unforgettable Morning Show. We want to bring you something that will change your life, that'll make you think, and cause you to go back into the community and be unforgettable. Be who you are, be who God created you to be, because somebody else is already taken, right? So go and be great. Remember, you are positioned with a purpose by God, and you're right where you're supposed to be for the work that He has you to do. So until next week, we will see you all. God bless you. And we hope that you'll share the broadcast with somebody who needs to hear it. All right, y'all. Until next time.